I have a book from Donald Trump about his Think Like a Billionaire. And in this book, it says Donald Trump believes in God. And naturally, I believe in God. So, and then when Donald Trump wrote me just recently, asked me to help him, one of his letters he signed, "God bless you," and "God bless America." Then I got to looking at the way he writes his letters and the things he says. Donald Trump needs a little bit of guidance as a president of the United States, but Ronald Reagan also needed guidance, and we can take Donald Trump hand in hand and make him one of the best presidents the United States has ever seen.
So why do you think that Trump should be president over Hillary?
Oh, for one thing, well, yeah, all the things. Well, see, Hillary Clinton, she is one of the most evil criminals America has ever seen. I've got 2 books on her crimes. She kills people. She gave China information on nuclear weapons. She gave Russia 20% of the United States uranium. And she and Barack Obama are with Henry Kissinger, and they're the New World Order, and they are treasonous people. And so a lot of people know that, and in Donald Trump's 101st days, he mentions the fact that Hillary Clinton is one of the people that is trying to help destroy America, desecrate America, subvert the Constitution, with Barack Obama and all those kinds of things. It just takes information, and I have the information.
So how do you feel about Hillary and this email scandal?
That's one of the things with her email scandal. Like some of the things that she hid and in her private server, from the way I gather it, she could also be giving China and Russia and other countries some of top secret information, trying to destroy us.
So how do you feel, so when Trump reached out to you with the letter that you received, how do you feel that he was able to contact you?
Well, see, a lot of people in Washington, D.C. contact me all the time, just like, for instance, Nancy Pelosi. She asked me one time that Congress will be back in 2 weeks from their vacation. What priorities do you want us to focus on? So I sent a lot of stuff to Congress, a lot of the Congress people. And so I think they all know how to get in touch with me over a period of time.
Yeah. Now, what is you're wearing a sheriff's hat, and I know you've been endorsed by Adams County. What is your connection with law enforcement?
Oh, yeah. First of all, they sent me a letter. They wanted me to help them fight crime aggressively. And so I am an aggressive person. And so I sent them a bunch of information. And I did bust the United States government for blowing up the Twin Towers in New York, Superior Court of California in 2006. And I took that information to them. And since then, I have written them, and I'm working on a plan to keep us out of FEMA prison camps. And me being the lawman, eventually will be able to keep us out of FEMA prison camps and put the government people that blew up the Twin Towers in New York in their prison camps. And we citizens, I can keep we citizens out of those prison camps.
Good stuff. So tell us about some of your artwork that you have on your show.
Well, I'm a natural born artist, and I love my artwork, and I've always wanted to be one of the best artists in the world, and I worked at it and worked at it and worked at it and worked at it, and now I am one of the best artists in the world. I paint in oils.
So, as you mentioned, being one of the best artists in the world, was there a competition or something held, or how did you get ranked at?
It was on my family's side, my mother's side. Some of my relatives are extremely good artists, and they just went along with me to be an artist, and I worked at it and worked at it and worked at it. I used to watch TV like Ross and Alexander, tremendous artists, and I learned how to paint from watching them, and now I can paint any old way I want to paint. I can paint any old way I want to paint now.
Great. Yeah, some of your work is very nice, especially for our God channel. A lot of the religious people will enjoy it. So how do you feel about some of the other stuff with the candidates for this year's elections?
Well, that's a good question, because they gave me a report card here. They're keeping an eye on me. And America Votes, a report card, and a report card for the Colorado Democratic Party. And they sent me a ballot, a mail-in ballot. So there was Hillary Clinton and that vice presidential candidate, and there was Trump and Pence, and then there was 23, if I'm not mistaken, altogether 23 other possible presidential candidates, and I was going to write myself in, but yeah, down at the bottom says write in. But all the judges and all of the other people that I don't even know, and probably nobody knows how they decide their cases in court. Now, how are you going to vote for 15 judges that you don't know who they are, and you don't know how they side with the people in court? They might be some of the worst criminals on earth, the judges, and you're supposed to vote for them, and you don't know anything about them? I ain't going for that either.
So,
how do you feel about the FBI reopening the investigation on Hillary?
The what?
The FBI?
The FBI
investigation
FBI?
With reopening the investigation
on Hillary Clinton?
We need see, that's one reason I'm wearing my sheriff hat. We need a good lawman. We need a person that lawmen respect and can look up to, and I'm working on that. And yes, just like unions, FBI, all those things, there's good people in there and there's bad people in there. In my lifetime, we're gonna find the good people, and they're gonna see. I have to do some things in order for people to respect me. I have to show a little bit of clout, or not clout, but determination. Just like September 11th, 2016, when I went up on the steps of the Capitol under the color guard, and threw my information down at their feet, and turned around and yelled out to everybody, the United States government blew up the Twin Towers in New York, and I busted them, the sleazy bastards. They have to have a man like me, number one, that they can listen to, that they can trust, and they know that I'm going after the criminals. And so that's where we can turn this whole show around. And if Donald Trump asks me to help him stand by his side, I know Donald Trump's not a bad person now. I can go to Washington and say, hey, listen here, Donald Trump, I don't like what you're doing. You're going to have to change that. But I do like that and that and that about you. So let's work together and bring America back with 20 trillion in debt and stuff. He's got some good plans, but he like any other person, he's going to need help. And if he's wrong on something, we're going to have to tell him, hey, wait a minute, you're wrong on that. Now listen to us and work together with us, and we'll straighten this thing out. See, Donald Trump wants to straighten America out like I do, and he wants me to be by his side, and he's going to be easy to be by his side because like I said, he's a man of God, and I'm a man of God. When you get men of God working together, we can accomplish things.
So when we spoke to Trump earlier today about you, we asked if he knew you, and somebody from his camp referred to you as the man of justice.
You say you spoke to Trump?
Somebody from his campaign.
He should know because I sent him some pictures of me. That's another way I get to know those people back there. I sent them my picture.
Mm-hmm. Well, they referred to you as the man of justice. Do you know how that...
Just like I said, I have to find a niche. I have found a niche, the man of justice, and that's how I'm doing it, the man of justice. And I walk here, I walk there. I'm the man of justice, and there has to be a niche, and I've got the niche, and eventually I'm going to have some of the support by the police, by the government, by everybody decent people that we can get support from, decent people, and we can save America, and we can put the criminals in their prisons that they built for us while we're saving America. And it takes a visionary leader like myself, the man of justice.
Very good. I know in the past, and you mentioned 9/11 2016, so you've mentioned that with the conspiracy theories of 9/11 and some of the stuff that you've done on that. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I've been working on it for a long time. And right here, Office of the Press Secretary, September 15th, 2006, press conference of the President, the Rose Garden, President's remarks, explosives went off. And I heard Bush say that on earphones at the library. Explosives went off. And they used nuclear devices in the basement before the planes even hit the towers. And they're talking about fuel. So one tower, the North Tower, collapses about 40 minutes later than the South Tower. So if the planes had the same fuel, when they was fueled, wherever they was fueled from, certainly on the ground, the same fuel, the same size of buildings, they should take exactly the same time to collapse in their tracks in seconds.
So so you've watched all the video and you've obviously seen the two airplanes that flew into the building, right?
What?
You've seen the two airplanes that flew into the buildings for 9/11?
Yeah, I've got that information right here, yeah.
So,
somewhere.
So how do you feel there was a conspiracy if airplanes hit the building? You don't believe that the fuel from the airplanes is what caused the explosion?
Well, I just got through reading to you President Bush, when the explosives went off. That's all he needs to say.
Yeah.
When the explosives went off. And there was explosives in the basement, nuclear devices. So logic, number one.
Well, nuclear devices, you would have had nuclear catastrophes.
Yeah, 8 stories down below the ground level, all of that was destroyed before the planes even hit. See, it was a simultaneous attack. The basement was destroyed, and then the Twin Towers collapsed like in seconds. And even Building 7, it collapsed September 11th, 2001 at 5:20 p.m. No planes hit it, nothing. Larry Silverstein, Rudy Giuliani's protege, said they decided to pull Building 7.
What about like on the Pentagon?
What?
What about the airplane that hit the Pentagon?
Oh, Rumsfeld even said there was a missile. That I know of, they never found a wrecked plane or anything at the Pentagon. There was a hole in the building that Rumsfeld said a missile went through.
Well, I think there's images of an airplane at the building.
Huh?
There's images of an airplane at the building.
I never did see them. I looked some of the pictures that they try to give to people, and I never did see an airplane there. Rumsfeld did say that there was a missile went through there. In my information somewhere, that's what he said.
I guess we got a few more minutes left. What other stuff would you like to let people know about, or anything else to discuss about the elections, the 9/11 conspiracy?
Oh yeah, just like I was telling y'all. Oh yeah, I'm in the White House Historical Association, and I sent Edward Meese. He was I think he was the Attorney General for Ronald Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him some information to Washington D.C., but I'm going to keep that a secret yet because like I was telling the county sheriffs of Colorado, I got to work this thing out until I can get there to get them. And if they can see my face, they know I'm going to get them. Because they're not going to... The United States government is not going to blow up the Twin Towers in New York and get away with it all this time in my lifetime. I am going to get them, the man of justice.
When do you plan to go out there to get them?
That's what I'm talking about. See, I got a badge. And I got law buddies in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go to Washington, D.C. And get a writ of mandamus to get my badge back, see, the Federal Heights made me take my badge off. Oh, we'll get you for a felony impersonating a police officer. I said, she can't, right outside the door, right where you're parked. And you can't argue with the police when they want to take you out the billy clubs and beat you. So I didn't argue with them. I just came back in my office here and took off my vest. We had my badge on it. But like police have an organization, fire chiefs have an organization. The fire chief can wear his badge, and he's not a police. And there's security people that can wear their badge, and they're not police. My organization is Omni, Universal, Real Justice, Social Concentric. I'm not a police officer. I'm the man of justice. And in my organization, it's in the transcript where I busted the government. So my organization is completely different. And I can wear a badge, but...
Have you thought about just creating a man of justice badge or outfit?
Huh?
Have you thought about creating a man of justice badge or like an outfit uniform?
Hold on just 1 second. I'm going to show you my badge.
All right. Just taking a short break for a few minutes while Dennis is getting his badge.
If you have any questions, please ask us.
Please write in your questions and we can ask Dennis for in our closing remarks.
Now this is my badge. Omni, Universal, Real Justice, Social Concentric. It's in my transcript where I busted the government. And my laws are the supreme laws of the land. Form 001, DLR 05. And this is the badge that the Federal Heights Police made me take off. And I wasn't going to argue with him. I got to go to Washington, D.C., get a writ of mandamus, we command, put my badge back on, and don't mess with me.
So with the badge, are you able to what extra powers will that badge
well, that's
give
what
you?
it says. See, I got to get a writ of mandamus through the courts from a judge stipulating what I can do and what I can't do. But there's no reason not to do everything that a lawman can do if I'm going to get a writ of mandamus. I'm going to get a writ of mandamus. I can go down and bust the criminals. I can take a posse with me, police posse. That's what I'm working on. Take a police posse with me, and the proven criminals. I don't have to say, here's another way to do it, and the way I'm going to do it, plan to do it. Oh, you got to get a lawyer. You got to get a lawyer. Oh, this, that, this. The legal system in America is very, 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 very corrupt over a long period of time. So all of a sudden, if I got my badge on and a writ of mandamus, a judge says I can do anything. I can go, for example, George W. Bush admitted explosives were used. I can go to his anywhere and get him. I can put my hands on him because I got a writ of mandamus. I'm wearing my badge. So the judge says I can do this because I got a writ of mandamus. And you, George W. Bush, said when the explosives went off, George W. Bush, you're my prisoner.
So your plan then is to arrest him?
What?
Your plan then will be to arrest George Bush?
That's one of my plans. I'm not going to let them people get away with that.
Well, that's good. That's why you're the man of justice.
Yeah, there you go.
What? All right. Well, anything you'd like else to share with us? Closing remarks? Anything that you think the people would find valuable?
Just one thing. I really did tell you already. I'd like you to take this. Since I'm in the White House Historical Association, a big book company got my name, and they send me Edward R. Hamilton bookseller, Falls Village, Connecticut. They send me catalog after catalog after catalog after catalog after catalog, and I'd like for a lot of you people to know about that. Statue of Liberty, Lewis and Clark, the Bill of Rights. And the list just goes on and on and on and on. The books that or you could get if you tell those people to send you a catalog.
So the books, are they charging you for the books or they're sending them to you for free?
Huh?
Do they charge you for the books or they're free?
Oh, yeah. The thing is, I can get, say for example, I can get 10 or 15 or 20 books, one order, $3.50.
Amazing.
For all of those books at one time.
Well, great. That's great information for us. So, one other final thing we just need to ask. Obviously, you're a very big Trump supporter. They haven't, you're not being paid or anything by Trump, or no promises, nothing.
Not yet, but
deals that we should know about.
No, I'm just doing this out of the respect for people, out of my justice proclivity, out of my heart. And I hate to see good people get run over by criminals by criminals anywhere. But the United States government happens to be some of the biggest criminals on planet Earth. And in my lifetime, that's going to change. I can tell you it's going to change.
Well, I think the American people now will all know who the man of justice is. And hopefully change is coming, and hopefully you'll get your wish of having Trump as our next president.
I think I will, because Hillary Clinton is such an evil, evil, evil person. Oh, let me say one thing. Barbara Streisand emailed me just recently. Oh, please read this. Please read it. Oh, it's so important. Hillary Clinton is a woman. There's no telling how many women will vote for Hillary Clinton just because she's a woman. People have to know about these crimes.
How did Barbara Streisand get a hold of your email address?
Just like so many others. I get a CNN, Washington Post, all kinds of that emailed me for years and years and years.
Are they asking you questions as an expert witness or just for help as the man of justice?
No, it has just taken me my justice proclivity. And God of course is, well, you can see right there, that's Trinity. And God is my mentor, Jesus Christ is my mentor, and they're not, these criminals that are running loose, especially in the government, they're not going to be running loose in my lifetime, because I'm going to see to it. You people right now, you hear me, you see me? I'm going to see to it that America is brought to justice. And Mr. Trump, I honestly believe he's the man that can help me and us, because he's a nice man. You can tell he's a nice man by the way he writes.
Yeah, no, he wrote you a lovely letter. But, well, everybody, this has been Dennis.
Yeah.
And he's also known as the Man of Justice. And you're watching the God Channel on Facebook. And we appreciate you taking the time, Dennis, to speak with us. And we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. And I want you people to know that I'm not as scared of them. I'll fly bad on them in a heartbeat. And I got friends that'll be with me.